All right, call to order. Do we have any patron statements?
No patron input.
Can I have a motion for approval of board minutes?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Can I have a motion to approve corporation claims?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor? Approval of personal matters?
Thank you, Mr. Troy, I appreciate that. What I have for you this evening is recommendations from Mrs. Wade, elementary principal, and they are as follows. Recommending Courtney Birch as elementary school art instructor for the 25-26 school year. Also recommending Caitlin Chitwood as elementary school PE and music instructor for the 25-26 school year. Also adjusting the rate of pay to align with both the art and instructor and PE and music would be the librarian and makerspace specialist, currently held by Jesse Bell. Also going into effect 25-26 school year. The following recommendations from Mrs. Campbell at the middle school are as follows. Junior high beta, Shaylin Arthur. Middle school yearbook, grades 5 through 6, Victoria Bauer. Middle school 5 and 6 grade math bowl, Sarah Knapp. Middle school 5th and 6th student council, Sarah Knapp. And middle school 7th and 8th grade student council, also Sarah Knapp. The following coaching positions are presented by Athletic Director, Mr. Thompson, and they are as follows. Boys middle school tennis, the addition of Emily Marks as a volunteer. Boys basketball are as follows. Josh Thompson, head coach. Josh Jeffers, JV coach. Sheldon Christmas, varsity assistant. David Burkett, volunteer assistant. Wyatt Street, varsity assistant. And elementary director, Mark Potts, 8th grade. Bill Riley, 7th grade. Todd Baker, 6th grade. Tyler Walton, 5th grade. Justin Carrico, Lion Cub director. And I believe that's it for the boys. The girls program are as follows. Again, this is basketball. Brian Smith, head coach. Todd Hummerhouse as JV coach. Jamie Toy, high school assistant. Nick Toy, 8th grade. Jack Fellers, 7th grade. Ashley Salmon, 6th grade. Carissa Spicer, 5th grade. And Brooklyn Jones, volunteer coach. Cheerleading as follows. Tyra Wilkes as head coach. Jaylee Wagner as assistant coach. Hannah Kidwell, assistant coach and junior high coach. And Grace Linkenfelter, elementary coach. Lionettes, recommendations are as follows. Amber Smith, head coach, split also with Lindsay Birch as head coach. Kristen Lotus as junior high volleyball assistant, and Grace Linkenfelter as volunteer assistant as well. And those are all I have under 3.1 personnel matters to recommend this evening.
Can I get a motion to approve personnel matters?
I'll make a motion.
I second.
All in favor?
All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Under 3.2, approval of personnel, I have a recommendation also from Mr. Thompson, athletic director, for these two additions to the boys basketball program. Andy Marks as C-team coach and Dylan Street as varsity assistant and junior high director. And I would recommend that the board, under 3.2, approve those two additions from Mr. Thompson.
Can I have a motion to approve 3.2 additional personnel?
Make a motion to approve.
And I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you. Under action items, beginning with 5.1, have the acceptance and approval of donations by the board. The first one is to accept and approve a donation of $1,120 from the class of 1975 to the baseball program in honor of Mark Riggins. And the second one is accept and approve donation of $400 from the KFC Ladies Auxiliary for the clothes and comfort closet. On behalf of the administration and the school, certainly would like to thank both those organizations, the class of 1975 for the baseball program honoring Mark Riggins, as also the clothes and comfort closet donation of $400 from the KFC Ladies Auxiliary. And I would recommend that the board approve both of those donations.
Can I have a motion to approve the two donations?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next item under 5.2 is approval of human sexuality lesson letter home to parents. And Dr. Christmas has volunteered to cover this item for us this evening.
Voluntold. The Senate this past spring passed Senate Enrolled Act 442, which outlines the requirements for state accredited schools to educate students on sexuality with a given number of bullet points that must be covered. Along with that, we have to send a letter home to parents stating what will be learned, who is running the program, who's going to be teaching it, whether those are males or females, if the students in the class will be all male, all female, or co-ed. So that will go home to parents so they are aware of what is being taught on those fronts as far as human sexuality goes. Typically, that's our 7th grade in the health class when that is covered. There's also some in high school health later, and then also in anatomy and physiology during for juniors and seniors. So if you have any questions on that, I can answer. We're dating it as well.
So it would be our recommendation that we follow the statute as approved by the state legislature, and I would ask the board to approve that letter to be sent in accordance with that statute.
Can I get a motion to approve the human sexuality lesson letter?
I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
5.3, 5.4, and 5.5 are all overnight trips requiring or past practice. It's not statutory requirement. But past practice has been for the board to approve those. And so you can do them individually or as a group. So I'll go through all of them. And then if the board would like to take those as a group, you certainly may. The first is approval of the band trip to Florida. This is to Disney World. And it's March 21st through the 26th of 2026. And I would present that to the board. The second is a boys tennis trip to the Silver Creek Invitational. I don't have the dates. I don't see the dates.
It's the 5th and 6th of September.
Okay, thank you. And then the last one is musical camp Finding Nemo for kids. And this would be camp for elementary students, grades 2 through 6, to be performed on October 29th of 2025. So I would recommend that the board approve those trips either individually or as a group.
Can we make a motion to approve the 3 overnight?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Right.
Thank you. Under 5.6 is approval of an Indiana University ACP program memorandum of understanding. That information was in your board packets, as you would have seen. This allows Bristol Yoder, Mr. Yoder, to teach the speech as a dual credit course through IU. It'd be my recommendation that the board approve that memorandum of understanding with Indiana University. It's not Purdue University, but I'm sure it's a fine university if they have it there in Bloomington. And I would recommend that the board approve that memorandum of understanding.
Can we have a motion to approve IU ACP program?
Make a motion to approve.
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
The next item, 5.7, is permission to advertise the 2026 school budget, capital projects plan, bus replacement plan, and all corresponding budget resolutions. Myself and Dr. Christmas, and as well as Sandra and Georgia in my office, have been working on the budget. We began early to mid-July, working on that process. It is a detail-oriented process, as you might imagine. The first step is advertisement of public hearing and the adoption. And it is not statutorily required, but it is a courtesy that most schools present all the documentation, which is in your board packets. There's a multitude of documents in there. That's basically everything, the final culmination of the budget process that we will send to Gateway and to the Department of Local Government Finance for approval. I know I heard Mr. Toy say that this was going to be a brief reminisce Chip Mahaffey meeting, but I should say that this budget process is going to be, has been unique. Probably haven't seen a budget process like this since they changed the funds back in 2018, moving from the old funds to the new. And it's primarily due to Senate Bill 1. I'm sure you've heard a lot about Senate Bill 1. We'll be talking about that quite a bit. It was 367 pages of legal language that talks about how they're going to deal with property taxes over the next 3-year period. It's very detailed, it's very complex. There's going to be a lot of unintended, I feel, effects of that legislation once it's implemented, and those people who are attorneys in Indianapolis who deal with legal language, particularly legislation, are having difficulty determining what the end result for taxing units, not just school districts, but cities, towns, counties, libraries, fire departments, what it's going to look like in real dollars. There's certainly going to be cuts in funding. How deep those cuts are going to be are yet to be determined. And the beneficiaries of the property tax cuts also yet to be determined. So we'll be talking more about that. You've got a lot of information in your packets. Feel free to ask any questions that you might have either tonight or over the next few weeks prior to the public hearing. I think, as you know, I'm certainly willing to talk about budget to anyone willing to listen, and happy to do that. But I would just ask that the board provide permission to advertise the 2026 school budget, capital projects plan, bus replacement plan, and corresponding budget resolutions.
Can I get a motion for permission to advertise the 2026 school budget?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Mr. President, or Vice President, I'm sorry, I have nothing else under action items, and I have nothing under other. So we would go to item 7 under reports, and we would turn that over to Dr. Christmas.
We've only been in school 2 weeks, but we've had a lot going on. Okay, as far as the elementary goes, they had their back-to-school assembly. During this time, you can see teachers introducing themselves. They have a slideshow going on with pictures of the staff members as students. So you've got Mrs. Trulove down there with her 3rd grade picture. You've got Miss Chitwood. She's probably about kindergarten there. Mr. Rick, I'm pretty sure that's not a picture of Mr. Rick. And then Mrs. Wagner, that's a picture of her in the 3rd grade as well. And you've got our rock star elementary principal up there leading the whole pursuit. But they talk about main traits, they talk about expectations for the year, and they also introduce the theme for the LES teams that they do every year, and we will discuss that at future meetings once that's actually released to the public, which will be really cool. They always do a great job of that. I think I'm walking faster.
Use the keyboard arrow.
Last time, Price had to go up and
Arrow's gonna do it. The preschool returned to school last week, so all those students were excited to come back. So we're happy to see all of them back and play with their friends. As far as the middle school goes, Impact Band performed on the field at Lucas Oil Stadium. We had 2 middle school students perform in that. That was Eva Ringwald and August Whitecamp. So they did a great job there and had a lot of fun. Project-based learning. We had a lot of project-based learning going on within the first 2 weeks of school, which is a great thing. It gets kids actively involved in being able to determine their faith. They can use content that is learned in class, use the engineering design thinking process to come up with products or solutions to problems that are posed to them. Pictures here are 7th grade students that are in Mrs. McAtee's 7th grade PLTW app creators class. So they're actually trying to solve a problem there. I didn't know do you remember what problem was? We just know it's a problem. So they're solving problems. Mr. Walton's 5th grade PLTW class is, the problem is the park's not accessible to everyone. So they have to basically bridge a gap, a 45 centimeter gap with just 6 centimeters wide. And it has to be able to hold 15 marbles and 10 pieces of paper and 30 popsicles, maybe. So as far as that goes, and that's like a motion picture right there, so you can see him actually in action. Mr. Tyler did a great job this summer. He was asked to change positions, and he picked up 2 PLTW classes, which is 5th grade Magic of Electrons, 6th grade is Magic of Electrons, 5th grade is Green Architecture. He went to training to be able to teach these courses, so we can't thank Mr. Walton enough, and he's really excited to do these hands-on activities with kids in this new role. Middle school and high school had a back-to-school assembly as well. Students participated in different feats. There were athletic feats. Do you want to describe what they're doing with the balloons, Mrs. Campbell?
So they are trying to pop each other's balloons by stepping on them. They're tied to each one of their legs. A little harder than what they thought. The other picture with the 2 boys on the right at the top, it was a trivia, yes. So they're the one is thinking really hard about, I think that was the Jack Butcher question. What was the arena? Yeah, okay. So they were thinking very hard on that one.
So grades 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 11, and 12 all competed. The winner of this year's class wars for the back-to-school assembly is the freshman class. And if you look, they have 2 trophies. One is a trash can, and the other one is a nice embellished, decorated table. So the freshman class was really excited about this, and throughout the year, we will have more of these with our pet sessions for clubs and sporting events. So we're really excited to see the kids compete, collaborate with one another, and show their true skills.
They actually got to decorate the trash can, so they took the trash can and decorated, I think it's,
Yeah, it's painted.
yeah, it's out over here, right beside the high school office. They're very excited.
Will they paint it every time?
I guess so.
Okay.
Whoever wins the next one.
Is to change the trophy.
That's
Okay. High school updates. Mrs. Van Hoy's principals of biomedical science class had their interaction with Anna Garcia. If you look down here in the bottom right-hand column, Anna always dies every year. Every year it's by something different. So what they do is Mrs. Van Hoy staged a crime scene, and the students have to actually do research to determine, and they use the whole semester to determine what killed her. So they learn about things like diabetes, and they learn about DNA, genetics. They learn about phlebotomy, so they draw blood, not off of each other, but off of mannequins. They do all of these things to solve why Mrs. Garcia died. Down on the far left one, Mrs. Tippery's Lion's Den, along with, so they use that space, Mrs. Tippery, along with Mr. Eaton's digital electronics class, and they did wiring circuits using breadboards, so we're doing a lot of the microelectronic stuff that we're hoping to get the kids to aspire to become, once they go out of school, go on to college. Hey, Dr. Hunter, I'm gonna start calling you.
I didn't have my
Brent.
mic on.
I'm gonna call you Britt. Oh, okay. Gotcha. So these multimeters to measure voltage drops across resistors and LEDs. So they're hitting the ground hard running there too. This is really exciting. We got this today. The College Board National Recognition was given for GPA and outstanding performance to 3 of our juniors. Seniors. Yeah, they were juniors last year when they took the test. That includes Owen Tompkins. He got the Rural and Small Town Recognition Award and School Recognition Award. Jared Lee got the First Generation Recognition Award and School Recognition Award. And then Sarah Jones picked up the First Generation Recognition Award, School Recognition Award, and Rural and Small Town Recognition Awards. So we applaud those students for doing that with their, the effort they put in towards their grades, their GPA, and then on top of that, the effort they put in on the SAT when they took that last year. They will take, and they took the SAT last year too. So they took the PSAT, and so these students that are juniors, we picked the top students, so we just did this for this upcoming year. The top juniors that took the PSAT take it as a junior, again, for the National Merit Scholarship, which will be announced shortly too. And then on top of that, then they take the SAT. So based off of PSAT, SAT, then that's what gives those kids that recognition. They also turn in their GPAs. So congratulations to those 3 students. We wanted to congratulate Mr. and Mrs. Showalter on their newest little lion, Mia. So she's a doll. I don't think she's sleeping very well, but I don't know if I can do that again at my age, but she's awful cute. Upcoming events. I know Mrs. Campbell's really excited about this. She, Mr. Showalter, and myself have been asked by ROI to attend the ROI Leadership Academy. What this is going to be is ROI began the ROI Ready Schools Initiative back in 2018. So I have been there. I was on the design team back in 2018. I started my role in 2019. And since that time, we have implemented a lot of things. ROI tends to think very highly of Lagodi. Actually, yesterday they invited me to go up to Crane, and I worked with employers on the new workplace specialist graduation requirements that are going to be held. So I worked with them and a bunch of employers. I felt like the odd man out talking education, but we were there with Cook Medical. We had Smith Communications. We had Lockmiller Design, and there was Glenn Scientific, or Fisher Scientific as well. So it was really interesting to talk to them and try to design a process for ROI where schools can get students out into the workplace to hopefully fill roles and responsibilities and all while acquiring their high school diploma. But anyway, they also asked us to join in on the Leadership Academy. A lot of these schools, Doug's one of the few that has done this. So a lot of schools got into the ready schools, hey, we're gonna do this is gonna be great, how can we, raise the, basically meet the needs of the public by, doing project-based learning, instilling different main trades, soft skills to students, things like that, that the community thought, that they and employers knew that our students needed. We're one of the schools that's still following through with everything that we wanted to do, that our community wanted us to do. There are other schools that have not, and typically on that's because there has been a turnover in administrative roles. So they've asked us to be in this and actually be a lead in the process for the Leadership Academy. So I'm really excited about that. And it'll get Dana to know exactly what happened back in 2018 also, as well as Mr. Showalter. But we're gonna go through systems thinking, data-informed decision-making, and community and industry management, engagement, collaborative planning time to allow for new insights and align existing Reading Schools plans to current district needs and priorities. So we're really excited to join in that. I think we have 5 or 6 different dates that we're going to meet with ROI around the Uplands region to develop or work with the academy. And then also coming up already, we've got the PSAT on October 23rd. So kids are excited about that. That's all I got. I tried to go fast, so. But I went as
going
fast as I
on
could.
about Christmas.
Yes,
Thank you for that.
In 2 weeks, I don't think that's too bad.
No, absolutely. I just would also reaffirm to Dr. Christmas and the administrative team as a whole, and certainly the teaching staff, as we saw last time, our test scores were fabulous for Lagodi. And that's a credit to our students, that's a credit to our staff, teaching staff and administrative staff at the building level, and the work that they've done. And we shared that information with the staff the first day, and certainly something for all of us to be proud of. Those scores were superb, certainly.
Seasonal, you were in on the design team too, weren't you? Yep, I think we sat across from each other.
ROI has provided a lot of support to Lagodi schools, and I don't think it's any secret. It's based on our personnel here and how we've responded to them. I don't think that's any secret. We've responded well. We've been there to help them
I think,
when they needed it. And
I think every grant they put out, like, you're a STEM fellow, right, seasonal? I mean, almost all of the elementary is a STEM fellow. So they go through a process, a full year of learning, project-based learning how to implement STEM curriculum across, all different curricular areas. Is there anything you want to say about that? But I mean, there's STEM fellows, we've got career coaching fellowships. I was one of those that came out of that. Heather also did it last year. We had Erica Fair, she left us, but she was also involved in that. We've got Fab Lab, we've got student run business, everything that they have pushed for, we've done, they've given us the ability to do it, and I think they're pleased with, the output they've gotten from it, and the community support, and then the staff and student support as well, so.
Yeah, no question of that. And I've said this before. I mean, I think you have a tendency to take it for granted because that's what we have at Lagodi. But I work with a lot of schools, and you don't see any other 1A school that I'm aware of, or even 2A or 3A schools that have the depth of curricular offerings that we offer. And we're not even got to the microelectronics yet that we offer students here, which is, I mean, that's fabulous.
And the microelectronics is going very, very, very well.
Yeah.
Our 3 boys that are there are really, pushing the limits. And I know we're actually going to have a presentation September 20. September 29th, so you will all be invited to that up at Westgate, we believe. Governor Braun and our state superintendent of public instruction, Katie Jenner, will be there, Dr. Jenner. So it's a big, big, big event, and there's going to be a lot of people from around, especially from Crane, and like around the nation actually come see what we're doing, because we're the first one in the nation to do it. So that's really, really, really exciting, and they're hoping to branch it out across the nation, different other microelectronic hubs. So we're really excited about that.
That's amazing, really, it really is. I mean, to have to lay out a program that's going to be copied across the nation as a blueprint. That's exciting. Certainly, the work that the team has done for that is exceptional. In your items, you have your corporation finance reports. You also have your building level extracurricular reports. As always, thank you for looking through those and asking questions when needed. And again, any questions you might have on the mound, the pile of budget information that you received, feel free to ask. And Mr. Troy, that's all I have this evening for the board. Have I missed anything?
No.
The board does appreciate the admin team and Dr. Harmon and all the teachers. We feel like we have a fantastic school in the present and in the future. We feel like we've built a good foundation with the chip factory coming, and hopefully we can continue to be great. Can I make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay, I'm sure we've got